just about 12 and a half, going on 13. They're all rescues. And I would say my favorite tea is from my own tea house. It's called Simulus Hots, like our exclusive super triple caffeinated tea, which I would recommend you drink at a young age. A friendship bracelet? Okay, thank you. Okay, next question. Yes, sir.
How's Madame Zuzu's doing?
It's still open. Next question. Yes, sir.
It's not more of a question. So I was in a coma for 3.5 months. My wife right behind me played Smashing Pumpkins the entire time, and I dreamed that you and I were trying to find the perfect sound and the perfect note, and we ended up finding it with the whales.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so that's all we'll get.
So you were in a coma for 3.5 months?
Yeah,
Wow.
she played the music that you know, remember when you were on The Simpsons?
Yes, sir.
That's what it looked like.
All right. I can tell we're in New Orleans here. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I guess I wanted to ask is, I guess throughout your music career, who would you say was the most inspired you as far as musicians? Because I know you played alongside really some great, so, and, Robert Smith, so I'm just wondering who you would say is the most inspiring to you?
Well, I mean, I think the influences of the band are pretty obvious. Bowie and The Cure and Black Sabbath and Sisters of Mercy and all that kind of stuff. There's so many great bands that we were influenced by. And then there's the influence of people that you don't know, like a Bob Dylan, who you admire the way they've gone about chasing their own vision, even if it doesn't mean sales or everybody likes you. So I think you probably stitch together kind of an ideology from all the things that you look to the heavens to kind of give you the sense of what it is you want to be, and then whether or not you live up to that is not as important as whether you have the sort of things that you believe in. It's hard to get into without getting super deep into it because, I think people mistake musical influence and artistic influence, and I'm not saying you're doing that, but it's hard to talk about because it ends up sounding a lot cheaper than it is.
I think you definitely have
Oh, well, thank you. No, but that's what I'm saying is like to me, the people that I admire in music are they're like priests that sort of showed me the way to like something higher. And I hate when people that I admire are denigrated, just as like I hate when I'm denigrated, because people don't understand that sort of underneath it, and even with the death of Prince, there's a certain holiness to the journey. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't necessarily appreciate it until that person's gone. They stop doing it. And maybe I can add a little bit of personal thing to that. When we lose somebody that I admire, and we've lost a lot of people and grieve somebody that I admire, I always think about the sacrifices they made, the birthdays that they missed when they were on the road, the times they were in the studio when it was sunny outside. I think that's the sort of cost of our work that people don't always necessarily appreciate, nor do they have to. But for me, from the inside on it, I think of all the things that those people gave up to give us music, to reach inside and pull something out that was special and unique. And that's, I think, sometimes why it's very painful to artists when they get attacked, because, yeah, you might be attacking a song or an album or a concert, but you don't see all the things that went in to make that. And sometimes it's very hard to find the balance between the sacrifices we make personally and the sacrifices we make professionally. And I can't think of one artist that I admire that got it right every time. Hit a home run every time. Every show, every song, every album was just amazing. And I think that shows you it's hard, and it takes a lot of things lining up. So when we lose somebody that we care about like that, on that level, I think it helps sometimes to appreciate that they took the chance and gave us that opportunity, and were willing to sacrifice something that you can't buy with money, and you can't buy, with some behind sunglasses or something. You know what I mean? It's bigger than that. So, anything else? Yes, sir.
Can you talk about your inspiration for Machina 1, and whether it was inspired by God or like any kind of what kind of drove you to make that album the way it was, and Also, since not having a female bassist lately, how's the balance with the band? I know you used to love having a female in the group on bass. So.
I think the female bass player question, no disrespect, I think it's kind of an irrelevant question at this point. I think there was a time where I had to pay attention to it, and I did because people were always asking me about it, so I tried to find some justification which didn't need to be found. I mean, by and large, my experiences with women who play bass, they do play different than men play. Whether that's testosterone or physiology or attitude, I don't know. And overall, I prefer the way women play the bass than the way men play the bass. Maybe it's because the guitars are so aggressive and the women maybe play more laid-back feels, or I don't know. That's just been my experience. And but that's not to say I haven't played with aggressive women bass players too that play what I would call more of a male pocket. I'm sure I'm going to get that's some sort of sexist comment in there.
No problem.
No, whatever. It's just you know there is a physiological aspect to playing an instrument that has to do with a certain way you play, and that's just been my experience. The other question, as far as Machina goes, it's kind of hard to recreate the circumstance of that because it was this very spiritual album that had to do with the loss of a lot of things and the end of a lot of things. But then in the middle of all that, the band was sort of disintegrating. So I think that's sort of fairly well documented. That said, I think until the work's really finished, it's never been finished. I don't think it'll make any sense. So when you talk about like Machina 1, it doesn't really make any sense because it's like finding half a movie. And you think you know how the movie ends, but the movie doesn't end the way you think because you only have half the movie. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Yes, sir.
Please sign this for my beautiful wife.
No. Next question.
I have a question about
Sure.
your road trip across America and the activities that you're making. And I'm wondering what the biggest surprise you found in your travels, or if there's anything that unexpected that you found.
I think the simplest thing is kind of what I said on Alex Jones the other day. I'm surprised that people love America.